On November 20th, 1945, 24 high-ranking Nazis were brought into Courtroom 600 in Nuremberg, Germany, for the first international war crimes tribunal in history. What happened there over the next 10 months reshaped the modern meaning of justice. But what were the defendants charged with? And how do the Nuremberg Trials still impact the world today? Germany had surrendered just 6 months earlier. Nuremberg, once the stage for Nazi rallies, now stood in ruins, making it a fitting symbol for this new kind of justice. Inside the Palace of Justice, representatives from the United States, Great Britain, France, and the Soviet Union formed the International Military Tribunal. Lord Justice Geoffrey Lawrence presided over 216 sessions, translated simultaneously into 4 languages, a groundbreaking process in itself. The charges were unlike anything ever brought before a court: conspiracy, war crimes, crimes against peace, and crimes against humanity. America's lead prosecutor was Robert Jackson, who had to take a leave of absence from his duties as an Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court to fill the role. President Harry Truman's decision to send a Supreme Court justice to Nuremberg is evidence of just how important these trials were. The defendants ranged from foreign ministers to generals to architects of the Holocaust. The highest profile of the defendants was Luftwaffe head Hermann Göring, one of the most powerful figures in the Nazi Party. Some defendants claimed innocence. Others claimed they were simply following orders. And some, like Göring, tried to dominate the courtroom with confidence and charm. But the most powerful evidence wasn't verbal. It was visual. Allied liberators had filmed the concentration camps, and when the footage played, the courtroom fell silent. For many, it exposed the truth in a way no testimony could contradict. On October 1st, 1946, the tribunal delivered its verdict: 19 convicted, 3 acquitted, 12 sentenced to death. 10 were hanged on October 16th. Göring escaped the gallows by committing suicide the night before. Others received prison terms, some for life. The trials didn't end there. Over the next few years, 199 defendants were tried in Nuremberg. 161 were convicted, 37 sentenced to death. Similar trials were held to prosecute Japanese war crimes in Tokyo, Yokohama, China, and the Soviet Union. The Nuremberg Trials established a revolutionary idea that crimes are committed by individuals, not abstract states, and individuals can be held accountable under international law. Modern tribunals, from Yugoslavia to Rwanda to The Hague, trace their origins to this moment. On this day in 1945, the world showed that even after unimaginable atrocities, law could stand above power, and justice could have the final word. Here are other events that happened today in history. In AD 284, military commander Diocletian becomes Rome's emperor and rules for the next 20 years. In 1789, New Jersey becomes the first state to ratify the 10 amendments known as the Bill of Rights. In 1923, Garrett Morgan, the son of former slaves, patents the first 3-position traffic signal. In 1969, Native American activists begin an occupation of Alcatraz Island in San Francisco Bay. In 1982, Cal defeats Stanford when players complete 5 laterals and weave through the band. In 1992, a faulty spotlight at England's Windsor Castle triggers a fire that destroys 115 rooms. In 2024, Italian Maurizio Catalan's artwork called Comedian sells at auction for $6.2 million. And now it's time for our Today in History quiz. Which of Thomas Edison's great inventions came first? The light bulb, the motion picture camera, the alkaline battery, or the phonograph? Liked learning about the Nuremberg Trials? Then you'll also enjoy this one about a shooting of German POWs on U.S. soil. Tap the screen to keep the story going on Today in History.